Hi there, and welcome to this Max Moment. So have you ever jumped out of a plane before? Well, I have, and it was one of the scariest but most exhilarating experiences that I have ever had. Now, whenever you jump out of an airplane, you need a parachute, right? And a parachute only works when it is open, right? Obvious, I know, but it's true. But what is not obvious is how the same principle works for our mindset. Because you see, just as a parachute only works when it's open, our minds work best when it is open as well. Because you see, open-mindedness is an amazing quality to have because it opens us up to the possibility that life possesses. But when we live with a closed mindset, we are closing doors to opportunities before they've even opened, right? Opportunities that really could change the course of our lives forever. And one of the things that gets in the way of us going after possibility in life is fear. Because you see, fear is an illusion that we create in our minds, and that illusion can only exist in the absence of reality. So if you think about it, once we experience the reality of a situation, then the illusion that we create in our minds, it goes away. So when you think about fear and how we feel it, fear mostly comes from the anticipation of the experience and what we imagine is about to happen, not from the actual experience itself. Right? And I know this for a fact because I felt this when I jumped out of that plane at 10,000 feet. Right? And it's also been backed up by research. So there was a study that was conducted by Seymour Epstein at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where novice jumpers, like myself, were fitted with heart rate monitors that measured their pulses as the plane climbed towards its release point, which for me again was 10,000 feet. Now, after compiling all of that data, what he found was that the jumpers' heart rates got faster and faster as the plane got higher and higher. And the jumpers' heart rate was at its highest point right before they jumped out of the plane. But here is the crazy part. Once they jumped out of that plane, their heart rates declined dramatically. So what this study showed was that the most stressful part of the entire experience was not the jump, but rather the illusion that was created in their mind about what they thought would happen and the anticipation of the event itself. And once they jumped out of that plane and began free falling, the reality of the event took over. And guess what happened? The fear vanished. Now, I love this because it is such a great reminder of what we are missing out on in life if we let fear close the door on possibility. And why? Because we make things out in our minds to be more than they are, right? So what is the antidote to that wall of fear, to that illusion that we create in our minds? It's 10 seconds of courage. Like, all it takes is 10 seconds of courage to get you past the anticipation and to just go for it. Like, I can still remember that day when I was stood at the door of the plane with my toes on the edge, looking out at the world from a perspective I had never experienced before. My heart was pumping and I was scared, and I had done all of the things that study shared. Like, I created a level of fear in my mind because of the illusion and anticipation of the moment, so much that I almost didn't jump. But what took over was 10 seconds of insane courage, and I let go and I went for it. And on the other side of those 10 seconds was the reality, which was I got to experience life at a level I had never done before up to that point. So imagine if you applied this principle. Imagine the possibility. Imagine what 10 seconds of courage could do to help you create new breakthroughs and experience life at that next level that I know you want to get to. So choose to make today a great day. And as always, choose to live life to the max. I'll see you next time.